Trying to share things with like a Zoom call. Like, can you see it? Let this shit load here.
Boom.
Got a new number one in town. Okay. Texas.
Boom.
A real fucking deal. Okay. Sorry about it.
Yeah.
They're just playing lights out. Like, I mean, the cool part is we're gonna see Texas, Georgia in a couple weeks. So
Yeah.
I mean, things are looking good. Just kind of giving some highlights here. There wasn't too much movement in my top 10. I
Hey,
probably
what?
should have used
Ole Miss jump Bama?
I believe Ole Miss was above Bama last week.
Oh, okay.
I think
So
so.
just Texas, really.
Just Texas.
Yeah.
Everybody else
I
is
mean,
the same.
everything was pretty chalk, honestly.
There's a chance if USC goes in and beats the piss out of Michigan. I mean, I might move them into my top 5. I think
Yeah.
they're a top 5, but I couldn't really. They didn't play this last week, so it's hard to justify
You
like
can't really move
jumping
them
them.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, Tennessee. I mean, you held serve. I mean, you beat the bejesus out of Ball State. I mean,
Yeah. If Tennessee will play Texas or not Texas, sorry, Oklahoma this week. So that could be if they go beat the shit out of them.
Moving them up.
And now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere.
I like that. I like that. Speaking of the USC game, did you hear who the starter is for Michigan?
Is it Orgy?
It's gonna be Orgy. There's gonna be an Orgy in the backfield. Yep.
Sure.
Yep. So got that going on. Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any games next week that would really tilt some heads here. I mean, Oklahoma State, Oklahoma. You could bounce from the honorable mentions.
Yeah, you could or jump up into.
Yeah.
Could jump up with a big win if someone beats the piss out of someone else.
Good. Just realized that too. Was supposed to line up with the one and it didn't. That's unfortunate.
That's all right. Friday, Illinois, Nebraska. I guess that'll be fun.
Hey, you never know with Illinois. You know.
UCLA might get the piss beaten out of them by LSU. That could be rough.
Yeah, I could. How the hell has Greg Nussmeier thrown 10 touchdowns with 2 picks? I'm sorry. That guy was lollipopping that shit when we were down in Vegas. Like,
yeah,
come on. But
yeah, it looks like the big games are Tennessee, Oklahoma, Utah, Oklahoma State,
sure,
and USC, Michigan. Those are kind of the. I guess Illinois, Nebraska on Friday night. So this is a fun one too. But yeah, some decent ones, some decent games. I have to do my research.
Get your pick.
Get those parlays in.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to be my bookie. I'm gonna
have to.
picks.
Yeah.
Get some money going. Yeah. I mean, is there anybody from the top 10 that we're looking at that we're like, hey, this is fucking crazy? I mean, there wasn't much movement.
I believe in my heart that Penn State's shit, but I have no reason to not put them in the top 10. That's the thing. Like,
fair enough.
Like,
yeah.
I feel like they're just gonna go 10-2 or 9-3, and like it's the
same.
Here we go. It's just kind of I'm waiting for it. Like they haven't rightfully, they haven't been dropped from the rankings, but I'm waiting on it. It's coming.
You gotta wait a little bit. They play Kent State this next week, and then it's Illinois, UCLA, and then at USC. So by mid-October is when you're gonna get your chance.
Yeah, like they'll lose to SC and they'll lose to Ohio State, and they'll beat everybody else. They'll go 10-2, and then they'll play a bowl game, and they'll probably lose. I don't know. Did they win their bowl game last year? No, they got shit kicked out of them by Ole Miss.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Hey, what about the year before? Okay, they did beat Utah.
Oh
they won the Rose Bowl. Oh, with Clifford.
Yeah,
I remember Clifford.
And they knocked out.
But guess what their record was that year? 10-2.
10-2.
Guess what their record was last year? 10-2. Guess who they lost?
They're consistent. Ohio State, Michigan.
Correct. Guess who they lost to in 2022?
Ohio State, Michigan.
Sure. Let's go back 21. They were 7-5. Okay, so they were just
shit. Well, outliers.
But guess who they still lost to?
Ohio State and Michigan State.
Correct. Oh my gosh, I remember. Remember that 9 overtime game against Illinois?
Oh, who could forget?
Do you remember that one? That was an all-time classic right there.
I didn't even know you could go to 9 overtimes.
The Illinois quarterback, Artur Sitkowski, was 8 for 9 for 38 yards.
That's not gonna.
No, but Chase Brown had 223 yards rushing, and Josh McCray had 142 yards rushing. So them boys were
they were
they were toting that rock right there. They were toting that rock.
I gotta tell you,
that was an insane game.
I might have to have you put an over for me for Devin Cargman for over passing yards against Penn State. I feel like that might hit.
For Devin, for Kent State?
Yeah, for Cargman.
That guy might not get one passing yard against Penn State.
Well,
I'm
he's
being
throwing for
serious, too.
432. It's not looking great. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, last week against Tennessee, guess how many passing yards he had?
Yeah, like what? Like 40?
58.
Yeah, like, this guy's horrible.
Oh, jeez. He still somehow had he had a passer rating of 92.5, but a QBR of 50.6.
You're telling me Drew Adler had 70 passing yards last year against Michigan?
No, yeah, no, I remember that.
And 79 against Rutgers?
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to believe?
You are supposed
I'm
to
not
believe.
believing in this.
So what you're saying is it's time. It's High Horsin season.
Yeah,
That's what
like,
you're saying.
ladies and gentlemen, one more week.
Of High Horsin?
Right, of High Horsin because, let's see. I could go to the rankings and find something to be pissed about right now. Here we go. There wasn't a lot of movement,
grind your
but,
gears.
the fact that Northern Illinois is still ranked behind Notre Dame is crazy to me. Michigan is shit. They should have kept going down. They were in a battle against Arkansas State, so there's that. I think they just chucked Illinois into the top 25 just so they could have a top 25 game against Nebraska, because I don't think Nebraska's all that good either, and
They got Patrick Mahomes Jr.
they just wanted to make that happen. Who else?
Texas A&M, 25.
Like, yeah, I mean, who gives a shit? But, like, what has Utah done to deserve not, like, moving down a little bit? It's not like they've looked great. Kansas State is 3-0. They just beat Arizona. You don't move them up. Like, sure, thanks for nothing, guys.
They did move up one, apparently.
I'm not sure how Louisville is ranked, quite personally. They started the year unranked, and they beat Austin Peay and Jacksonville State. And then they put them to 19. How's that make any sense?
Hey, but they beat the piss out of them 62-0, so we just got to...
But I can't get Boston College in there. Boston College 2-1. They lose on the road by 1 score to Missouri. They drop out, but we're keeping Louisville in.
Sure.
How does that make sense?
Sure.
What's the difference between A&M and Boston College?
I would say Boston College.
I would say Boston College is better.
Top 10 teams, supposedly.
Like, Boston College, and their loss was on the road to a better team.
Number 7 Missouri.
Yeah, like, I get it that A&M lost to number 7 Notre Dame at the time, but, like, that ain't number 7 Notre Dame, and you were at home. Then you beat McNeese and Florida. But Florida is horrible. So why are you ahead of, So I'm a high horse one more week, and then you guys will get one of the greatest top 10 lists you've ever seen. Fully accurate, fully customizable, Be the best shit. Be the best shit you've ever seen.
Well, we all got to appreciate High Horse in season because it only comes around once a year.
Yeah, only a couple weeks.
Just get up on that horse and just giddy up through here,
What
just
I
get
love
to tell all these AP polls just, what the fuck are we doing? I mean, what are we what are we doing around here? I mean, I don't know if I 100% agree with Oregon still being number 9 in the country.
Yeah, like, you beat Oregon State, whoop-de-doo. Like,
you had a 1-score game against Boise State. You had a 10-point win at home against Idaho. Yeah, Idaho.
Yeah, this is why, like, everyone's rankings are set because of preseason rankings. Like, you're so stuck because you can't. So Georgia, right? Like, 13-12 against Kentucky, a Kentucky team that got piss slammed by South Carolina, a South Carolina team that almost beat LSU. Like, if you're just looking at games, Georgia should be in the same realm as LSU.
Yep.
Which means USC is probably ahead of Georgia.
And
but you can never do that. Or people will call you a madman. But that's only because everyone's looking at frickin' transfer portals and stars and we were good last year and this. Like, you can't do that anymore in college because you don't even know who's on your team until week 3. Got no idea what's going on. NFL, I know, because that guy's been the right guard for the last 8 years. I know that man.
It's too early to talk about right guards.
Yeah, like I know what this D tackle is about. He's been on our team for 4 years. College, who knows? Where'd he come from? Not sure.
Where'd he go?
Yeah, so the best team I've seen with my eyeballs, I don't know.
All right, tune in next week to find out. There you go.
No, I'd say the three teams that I've watched, and I'd be like, ooh, okay, Texas, Ole Miss, Tennessee.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Like Ole Miss has just been slaughtering people. Now they've been playing shitter, so sure, but at least you're shitting on the shitters. Like,
yeah, when you're having close games against shitters, that's some
yeah,
problems.
like if you're, yeah, like everyone's like, NC State could be good this year. They're ranked. Yeah, Tennessee said, yeah, okay, bud, we're gonna put 50 on them. So
I'm telling you right now,
that's what I'm looking for.
If Ole Miss loses and it's not to Georgia, they are immediately out of my top 10.
Really?
After looking at the schedule, they are out of my top 10.
Oh yeah, I mean,
this is the
no,
lightest
they got it.
schedule I've
This is
ever
the
seen.
one right here. This is the one that couldn't fail.
This is that Nick Saban special to the bowl. Like,
they just got to get through, and it's perfect because the at LSU, and you go into a bye week to get ready for Oklahoma. Like it's just, it couldn't be more tailored. You get Georgia at home.
Hey, Georgia has to go on the road.
Yeah, who would have thought that, huh?
Not me.
Georgia's got to go 2. I'll give it to Georgia this year. I mean, they still only have 5 road games, so that's whatever. But they're going to Bama.
Okay.
They're going to Texas, and they're going to Ole Miss.
All right.
So I'll give them that. But that Bama game's next week, Bama, Georgia.
Ooh.
Do those boys, those Bulldogs.
A bit of rent for the job.
And, Bama's got a 3-game stretch of Tennessee, Missouri, LSU.
They're losing one of those.
Yeah, probably. And I don't think it'll be that Mizzou game, unfortunately, because I feel like Mizzou can just never beat those fuckers, ever.
They can't beat the Tide. Ever.
Tennessee. I mean, Tennessee, if they can get through this Oklahoma. If Tennessee beats Oklahoma, they could lose to Bama and Georgia to make the playoff.
Yeah.
As long as they don't get boat raced by either of them. They'll go 10-2, and they'll put them directly in the playoff. Now, who's Tennessee's rivalry game? Kentucky?
Is it Georgia? Is it Kentucky?
No. It's probably Kentucky, right? Tennessee, Kentucky. Why are they playing Vandy the last game of the year?
Gotta go playing Vandy. Gotta earn it.
Oh no, Kentucky's rival is
Louisville.
Shitters. Yeah, Louisville.
But who's Tennessee's?
I'm about to Google it right now.
Mississippi State? Is it? It might be Georgia. Tennessee, Georgia sounds like it could be.
Who's Tennessee's rival in football? Alabama, Kentucky, Vanderbilt, Vandy. Yeah, but that don't count. That shit.
I'll tell you, give them the rivalry with Bama, I guess.
They're ending the year with UTEP and Vandy, so they're gonna be all right to end the year.
Yeah, they'll be well rested. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. I mean, I'm just looking at some schedules and seeing some cookie cutter shit. Like, let's see, Miami, South Florida, Virginia Tech, Cal, Louisville, Florida State, Duke, Georgia Tech. Okay, so you got one more big win, Louisville. So, like, those type of teams, you give me one loss. I understand that the conference champion gets a automatic bid. I feel like there are some conferences where if all the teams are so shit, you should get your automatic bid revoked. Like,
yeah,
you're just not good conference. Like, nope, we don't need you in here. It'll never happen, but
no, it won't.
Iowa State, who do they play? They're 2-0. Please, just gotta see what's going on here. 2-0.
Are they ranked? No. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they are. 20th, huh?
20, top 20.
They don't play any. Oh, last 2 games: Utah, Kansas State.
Okay, so they go undefeated. Sure, probably won't. Probably lose to UCF.
Probably lose their next game.
Kansas somehow.
Arkansas State somehow.
Yep, that'll do it. And the season will be over.
Yeah.
Illinois, what are we working with, son? Nebraska, sure. Penn State, ooh, okay. Michigan, Oregon, probably lose probably lose the Minnesota game just somehow, and then lose the last game of the season at Northwestern. Just cause. All right, that's been some good High Horsin. I think it's time for me to bring up my top 10 for
Do
the
it.
NFL after week 3. Yeah, this is what I'm working with right now. I understand it's a little crazy for what you saw before with the way too early in the beginning of the season, but again, I evaluate it week to week based on who has done what. Number 1, Chiefs is still the Chiefs. Okay, they got the refs in the back pocket. Got some good plays that they can make. I mean, until they lose, I can't stop putting them at top number 1. Like it is what it is. Okay. I don't like it. He don't like it. My dog don't like it. My neighbor fucking hates it. So yeah, somebody beat him, please. Joe Burrow had a chance. Followed by the Saints. I mean, and when you're putting up that many points and you're just boat racing people, like you gotta be in my top. You've made some noise.
Sure.
You beat what is supposed to be like a really touted Cowboys defense, which we both think is pretty flawed. And they get that Cowboy boost just because Jerry Jones does a lot of press conferences.
And no, for real.
But from last week, I would have to say they're a top 2 team because I mean, you got Kamara with what four touchdowns.
With
You got
100
Derek Carr.
touchdowns.
Yeah, Derek Carr throwing for 2 touchdowns, like and rushing a touchdown. Like you're putting up 49 on a touted defense. I mean, I don't love it, but I have to give them their flowers where it's due. Saints at number 2.
Yep.
I thought the Lions were a top 4 team for sure. I think they were my number 3 before, if I recall. Buccaneers go in there and they hand them a loss. Buccaneers beat the Lions. If I think the Lions are a top 3 team, then the Buccaneers got to be number 3 for the week.
Yep.
Just how this logic works. Jets, I still got at 5. I mean, they're still holding strong. They lose to the 49ers. I actually should have put the 49ers ahead of the Jets because the Jets beat the 49ers.
But I was going to say.
Yeah, I just realized that now.
Yeah. I was
So
like, okay,
I mean, I can
that's
see
a
the
bold
argument with
strategy,
it.
Cotton.
Yeah, I can see it. I can't use the same logic here, not here. All right, so I'll get cooked for that. That's fine. So yeah, if I could redo the graphic, probably 49ers 5,
Sure.
Jets 6. Can't do it. It's too late. It's already printed. And then Texans 7. I mean, you played a Bears team that's just trying to figure it out. Did what you're supposed to do, but you didn't blow them out. It was 19-10. Like I'm not gonna write home about it. Ravens, I mean, I wanted to have you in my top 5, but son, you just can't close a game. You get the best closer in the game. You hand him the ball 4 times. I think actually 3 times in the fourth quarter. And then you lose to Gardner Minshew. Eagles.
That's a bad one.
I'm a little worried. This is the 4th game that they've lost with a lead with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
It's got to stop. I believe in the potential of the Eagles. I understand you don't got A.J. Brown, so you don't got the deep threat on the outside. The Falcons are not a slouch. But, got to win that one at home. Bills, I mean, James Cook.
Bills at 10, huh?
Their defense looks pretty good.
I got the Bills way up.
Very good. I had to drop them to 10 because, I mean, you got a tool-less Dolphins. You got the Dolphins kind of figuring shit out. A lot of injuries going on in their camp. Like, it just looked to me, their defense is horrendous. So I kind of had to put that in perspective as far as, hey, this isn't a touted defense over in Miami. They're not great. I mean, they just hampered themselves with the Jalen used to be my guy, Jalen Ramsey contract. Thank you. Yeah, but like, there's nobody like on that defensive front that like you feel like can make something happen. So that's why I put them at 10. It was a great victory against a conference opponent, but I appreciate Damar Hamlin being player of the game and making some plays, but to me they were just number 10. And then honorable mention, I put the Steelers with that touted defense, even though their offense can't figure it out. Cowboys, because I guess they have a $60 million quarterback, so I guess they need to be an honorable mention. That's got to buy you something. The Bengals, because you always keep it entertaining with the Chiefs, but you'll probably implode.
Yeah. There you go.
You want to throw yours up there and we'll see?
Yeah, I mean, mine, you guys will see that. Normally we do a combined one, but ours we kind of were looking at things with 2 different brains here that we just had to show our own. So as you can see, mine's a little bit different.
Okay.
So I'll start at the top. Chiefs are going to chief.
Yep, sure.
I'm buying the Bills, and I give you extra points if you got a fucking MVP quarterback. Like, I'll buy it because you never know first 2 weeks we weren't sure. Okay, Bills, no Diggs. Who cares?
Hmm.
I think the Cardinals are good.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that I don't think they just beat up on the Rams because the Rams were shit. I do think the Cardinals are actually pretty good.
I agree.
And then I do think they kind of beat the piss out of the Dolphins even before Tua went down. Like they were kind of getting after him anyway.
Okay.
And they ended last year hot. So it kind of just trickled into this year for me. But then I'll go Saints.
Okay.
Because I almost don't count the Panthers win.
Right. No, I
Like
agree with
I'm
that.
almost
Yeah.
looking at it like, okay, you're
It's just a
1-0
one-game series. Yeah,
and you
one-game
beat the
season.
Cowboys. And
Yeah.
honestly, I don't buy the Cowboys. Like
You're
I
not
think the
buying the
Saints have been
stock.
playing great and their offense looks great. No doubt
Yeah.
about that. I mean, had a stretch where they scored like 12 straight possessions or something.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Like we saw what the Cowboys were in that playoff
Yeah.
game, and I think the Browns are shit. So I don't know.
That's a good point.
But all it takes is Saints lose 2 games and see you later, buddies. But
Yeah.
that's why I have the Bucks under because I don't think they're quite as potent. And they also beat the Commanders, and I think the Commanders are pretty shit too. So there you go. But I put them in both ahead of the Texans because Texans don't have a high quality win versus a high quality team.
Sure.
Not saying that the Cowboys in the Saints argument that the Cowboys are a high quality team, but it's a high quality win because you beat the piss out of them.
In
Bucks
Jerry
didn't.
World,
Yeah,
they were
Bucks
undefeated
didn't
at
beat
home
the
last year.
piss out of the Lions, but they beat the Lions at home.
Sure.
Texans have won, but against 2 teams that are kind of finding themselves, and it wasn't convincing. So that's kind of why I have them at 5. Vikings, I threw them up there. I like this Vikings team.
I don't mind them. They're good.
I like their defense. I like Sam Darnold. Now, if
Like
Jettis is
singing
out,
Sammy.
this could change everything. But I'm
Yes.
evaluating them as if they just beat the Niners. So I'm gonna give them their dues.
Sure.
Now if Jettis is out for 4 weeks and they go 2-2, it's been nice knowing you. You're out of the top 10.
Sure. It's been nice seeing you.
But they somehow beat the Niners all the time.
Yeah, so the Niners, I don't think have won in Minnesota. They said since like what 2004.
Yeah, I don't know because they
some
lost
shit.
last year, and yeah, maybe it's probably been a while. So yeah, then I have the Niners, best one-loss team in my opinion. Because I do think the Jets are good. I wasn't sure what to do with. I think the Jets are good, but not good right now. If that makes sense. Like I think they're gonna be good, but
Yeah.
they're almost the Falcons effect, where I think the Falcons will be good, but both of their QBs haven't played in a year, so they're kind of just figuring it out.
Yeah.
Cardinals at 8. I think they're good, and not necessarily that I think towards the end of the year they'll be better than the Lions. I just think that they've at least eye tested better than the Lions.
Yeah.
Their loss
I think you could
being
say that their quarterback plays more
yeah,
better than the
and their
Lions.
loss being in Buffalo first game of the year, and they pushed them to the wire. And then I didn't want to do it, but Steelers at 10. I don't fucking know. Like I didn't know where else to go. Like because I couldn't go Eagles because then I'd have to go Falcons. I couldn't go Raiders because then I'd have to go Chargers. And then so I just landed on Steelers. I was like, sure. Like I could have gone Jets. In theory, I could have gone Jets, but then it was just like, am I? Steelers probably number 1 defense in the league so far this year.
Yeah.
Justin Fields doesn't look horrible, but he doesn't look great. Like I could have obviously kept. I did feel hard done bumping the Packers down for kind of no reason because I had them at 10 and then they won with their backup QB. But it's just like
when you're one-dimensional, it's just tough.
Yeah,
to keep
like it kind of just it was just how it needed to be.
And
and that means I would have had to keep the Eagles in, and I didn't think the Eagles were looking like a top 10 team right now. I don't know. It was just kind of a tricky spot, but yeah. Be prepared for if Eagles go in and beat the Saints, get ready for Eagles at 7, Saints at 6. That's kind of where this thing ends up, and then you can keep dicing it here and there. But the Chiefs are the Chiefs, and
sure as water is wet.
I like the Vikings. I do. I like them. I'm in on the Sam Darnold train, and I think if he takes his team to the playoffs, but nice knowing you, McCarthy.
Bye-bye. Oh, trading with the Panthers? Fucking ship them off.
Ship them. Ship them off to hell, basically.
I'm going to have to, before we post the video, I'm going to have to update mine so I can fix the fucking Niners and Jets. I don't know why I did that.
That's
but, just out of journalistic standards. I like the pick. I was flirting with throwing the Cardinals in the top 10. I really was. But I personally, as a Rams fan, don't know how much stock I could put into that Rams beating. Not that they weren't good on offense. The defense looked so beat up from the Lions that I didn't know how much I could really trust it. You know what I mean? I want to trust it, but I feel like, obviously next week I'll get my answers. They play another game.
There you go.
But I just kind of the Rams got 2 starting corners out, 2 defensive tackles. It was just a perfect storm. But I don't disagree with the Cardinals at 8. I don't.
Maserati. That Maserati was just revved and ready for takeoff. They just need to give them a little. When you just warm up the engine?
Yeah.
That's what week 1 was. Hey, just let the kid get his feet wet, warm up the engine a little, let him run around, and then you kick that sumbitch into high gear.
Fucking go into manual with them paddles in the back and just hit that thing in a second real quick.
Sure.
Lions, the quarterback play is really gonna be hampering. I could agree with that at 9. I just think their running game overall is just what kind of kept them up there for me. It's just because they can just run the ball whenever the fuck they want. I couldn't believe that they lost to the Bucs because I thought they were just going to take the ball out of Jared Goff's hand and be like, okay, we're just going to run it. Yeah. Especially with Vita Vea being out. Vita Vea is hurt, and we're throwing the ball 50 times.
Yeah, this is your chance. This is your chance to get it going here.
Literally, like MCDC says, just fucking force feed him, man. Fucking ground and pound all night. Steelers at 10, like I said, I was kind of flirting with the idea of it. I just thought their offense is so bad I can't. And they played Bo Nix, where we'll see in a little bit. But we see where we'll see where his headspace is. But I see the dilemma with the bottom 3 as far as Falcons, Eagles, Chargers. You just got kind of a conundrum of what's going on, and I don't disagree with it. So I think top 10 is pretty valid. I very interesting that you're high on the Bills with 2.
I like him. I think in Josh Allen, I trust. I believe in him. I don't think they'll win the Super Bowl, but
sure, it'll be a fun ride.
If you got a guy at QB,
you can make things happen.
Yeah, things can happen, especially when he can run, and he doesn't care about his life.
And he never has.
No.
I want to be high on the Vikings. I do. I like my boy Sammy D. Shout out SC.
But you don't believe.
I just didn't have enough. Yeah.
You don't fully believe. All right.
I've been hurt by this Vikings team the past couple of years. Call me snake bit. It's more of a fantasy perspective, just with Justin Jefferson, just fucking over my team every single year. It's just that's just what kept it. But I like it. It's a good little top 10. I'm glad we both made one. Kind of see what the difference is, and then